So this show is not like your typical Mormon show. If that was the case, like, I think there is a couple of shows that do feature Mormons. I think there is a show where this family has like 20 children or something. If you know the name, comment it below. But those people, that family, belong to another sect in the same Mormon religion. And then there's also documentaries about fundamentalist Mormons, which are crazy. And then this one is like bordering on, are you Mormon or are you not? I heard from Alyssa Granfell. She explained it very nicely, like these people want to have their cake and eat it too, kind of thing. Like they want to live in that modern world. However, the religion's rules, Mormonism's rules, don't really allow you to do that, but they want to do both. They want to have the church experience in the community and the blessings and the prayer, but they also want to shake their ass on camera on TikTok. Let's just get into it. Okay, I'll put a timestamp to this point so you don't have to listen to the preamble, but basically the secret lives of Mormon wives, so hard to say, is about a group of moms that are influencers on TikTok primarily, so that's how they got famous. And oh my god, especially Taylor Frankie Ball, the views that she gets. I was thinking like, oh, she probably has a couple million. She gets like tens of millions of views per video, and it's like, who is watching these? First of all, but like I've never heard of these people before, and millions of people watch them. Fascinating. And so Taylor Frankie Ball is the woman, kind of like the ringleader of the group, who started publishing these videos on TikTok under the hashtag MomTalk. So hashtag MomTalk is how they started posting their videos. They would get together, do TikTok dances, and make content about being moms. Just like funny stuff and using the sounds on TikTok. It's just like TikTok content, but Mormon moms. But these are not your typical moms because they twerk. They do not wear garments, really. Literally, maybe one of them in the group. And they, like, some of them drink alcohol, coffee. They were swingers. Like, I don't think any of them really follow the rules to the T. And their whole shtick is like, we want to make the Mormon community modernized, and we want to challenge it and fight against patriarchy. My personal opinion, if you're in a religion like this, you're not going to be able to do that one way or another. Like, your religion doesn't allow for female heads of like church or whatever, and like they're not allowed to do blessings and all that stuff. I don't know why it would be so different, but like men are the only ones in the Mormon church that are allowed to, I guess, for example, give a baby blessing and have the priesthood. That's what it is. Sorry, I was trying to remember the name. But men are the only ones that are allowed to have the priesthood in the home. So for example, a dad in a family is the priesthood holder in the family. So a woman has no right, no leadership role besides just popping out babies, and literally all of them have children. Some of them got pregnant as young as 16 years old. For example, the girl Michaela, she seems like a sweetheart. She got pregnant when she was 16, I think, or maybe even younger, like 14. But I think her and her husband got together when she was 16 and he was 21. cancer. But they're still together. It looks fine, but who knows, you know? It's just like a little bit questionable. But according to their culture, it's fine, you know? So yeah, let's just get into the episode. So the first episode kind of like introduces you to the group and gives the background of the whole swinging drama. Guys, how are you? And this is why like a lot of Mormons come to the show and leave bad reviews or don't want to watch it, because they say we're like, we don't claim you're not a Mormon, even though I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls or something, and 7 of them do go to the church and follow most of the rules. Just one of them, I feel like she is not going to the church anymore, but all of them talk about the rules that they have to follow, and they never talk bad about the church, which is literally, if you like talk bad about the Mormon church, apparently you are excommunicated. But if you like drink coffee and if you, I don't know, sin, like the lower level sins, I guess, you're not actually going to be excommunicated. So you have to talk trash about the church to get actually excommunicated from this religion and like go to not the heaven that you would want to go to, I guess. But all of these girls, like most of them, follow the rules. Like Jen wears her undergarments, or magical undergarments, and like some of them drink alcohol, but some of them don't drink like alcohol and follow that. It's a lot about following rules, and the show really delves into like it's kind of surface level, but sometimes it's not, about how the rules of this religion that they follow affect their lives. But then on the other hand, they're like shaking their ass on camera, so it's kind of like like you're like, wow, okay, so you're allowed to do that. Okay. In the first episode, they discussed the swinging drama, which happened before 2 years ago, I believe, before they started filming the show. And besides Taylor Frankie Bowl, who's kind of one of the main character, the ringleader of the group, who started the Mom Talk group in the beginning, was involved in this, and she is the one that went on Instagram Live, and she was like, everybody's involved in this, everyone's like switching their partners and doing this and that. But besides Taylor, all the other people from the original Mom Talk group are not in the show, except Whitney, but I think Whitney was not involved with the swingers. So the swingers, according to Taylor, were soft swinging, which means everything except going all the way there. So they can do other things in front of each other, but they cannot go all the way there, apparently, and that makes it soft swinging. And apparently, according to Reddit, and the comment section on some of these videos that discuss this show, that swinging is actually a pretty popular thing in Utah, in the Mormon community. And a lot of people think that it's because people in like the Mormon religion get married really young, so they never experiment, they only have one partner. And this is kind of a way that they can do that. But is that allowed? mean, she loves him, I guess, and they have a baby now, so they're still together. I don't know if they're married though, because a lot of the show, a lot of the episodes followed how Taylor and Dakota would always fight about how Taylor didn't want to get married until she was really sure that she could trust Dakota, because Dakota cheated on Taylor when they first got together and obviously didn't tell her cheating. So yeah, there's a lot of trust issues with those guys, and Dakota is super controlling, not as controlling as Jen's husband, but boy oh boy, he is like a leech that doesn't want to leave Taylor alone. I thought that Taylor was nice, she seemed nice, like I didn't find things to dislike about most of these people, honestly. Obviously besides Whitney, because Whitney was made to be the villain of the show, and I feel like it, yeah, I feel like that's the consensus, that Whitney is the villain of the show. But yeah, first episode just explained that swinging thing, and that didn't really delve into it that much, but I feel like it was why a lot of people started watching it. I feel like I'm rambling too much, guys, so sorry. Like, you can forward me if you want. Nice plane. And then the second one is kind of like Whitney trying to be the ringleader and try to take over that title from Taylor. And Whitney also got this brand deal, which was for a sex toy. You know, that brand that is in all of YouTubers like sponsorships, that one particular sex toy brand. If you watch YouTube, like, you will know they give like free gifts and giveaways. I don't know, there's also controversy with that brand, but who knows, I don't know. But that brand basically reaches out to Whitney and says, post this like photo and like on your stories, and we'll give you like a lot of money, essentially. And she is debating like doing it, and she's saying that it's going to be empowering for women. Obviously this is extremely, like, you would not do it if you're a Mormon, I feel like. And she goes to her mother, and Whitney says, like, I got this sponsorship, what do you think, should I do it? And her mother's like, no, you like, that is private. And you can see that she is wearing her garments, so I guess she's fully like super strict kind of Mormon, not like her daughter who twerks on camera. But yeah, basically her mom says no, but then Whitney does it anyway, because if you go on her social media, the post is there. I mean, she got that back, it was a lot of money, so I wouldn't blame her, honestly. But it's the whole like theme of being Mormon enough and not being Mormon enough is continued throughout the show, while these women judge each other. And it's so hypocritical to me, because they all do sin, like according to their religion, they all do something that is considered a sin. However, they like look at it because it's like their personal view. Like, maybe they, like, this person, the person A drinks coffee and person B drinks alcohol. The person B thinks that, like, they judge each other even though they do the similar sins. And Whitney does this quite a bit. And also Jen, I think she seems to be a very devoted one out of the whole group. I feel like Jen is a very devoted one, but especially because her husband is a fucking bitch. Her husband is, girl, you need to leave him. Like, Jen seems so sweet, and her surname's Affleck, so she's related. I think her husband's family, Ben Affleck, is like a third cousin or something, so they're related to Ben Affleck. And Jen got into this marriage with this Mormon boy. Like, he looks is a surgeon at, so there's like a really big divide in the income levels, and she goes into this family, marries into it, and they're clearly like rich as hell. So like, if I was looking from her perspective, I would also try to do everything in my power to preserve this relationship. However, she now makes money for the both of them, for the whole family, and the whole, oh my god, let's just get into it, because we're talking about Jen. Let's just not even do the episodes, but we have to talk about this. Jen's husband is literally the evil man in this show. I think he's worse than Whitney because of how he reacted to the episode at the end of the show. So this is the very end. They go to Vegas. Everybody goes to Vegas because Layla has gotten a divorce and it's her birthday, so it's like a special occasion. She's single, she has her birthday, and one of the girls, I don't remember if it's Jessie or Demi, I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Jessie, because she kind of, yeah, one of them like organizes this whole trip. They're on this party bus and they're all worried, like, where are we going? We're in Vegas. She's gonna take us somewhere that is a bit sketchy, that is a bit scandalous. And the husbands are like, oh my god, where are you going? Most of them are totally fine. Like Macy's husband is like, yeah, sure, go, do whatever, like, I trust you, you know, like, you're married, you're supposed to have trust. Like, how is your relationship gonna survive if you don't trust each other? And Jen's husband literally flips out when he learns where they are. Finally, it's revealed that they're at Chippendales. They're going to Chippendales and they have this like whole VIP experience. Chippendales is like a male strip club, and they just like dance on stage butt naked, basically. Obviously, like, they're covered up in some way, but like their asses are out, and they can like oil the men as part of the backstage pass. Jen looked really uncomfortable. She said she didn't want to go in. She didn't go in. She ended up telling her husband that they're at Chippendales, and then he starts texting her these terrible things. I would get a divorce if my husband said those things to me. He started saying, if your morals are like this, then I don't want to be with you anymore. Like, I'm not gonna be married to a woman whose morals are this way. Like morals of somebody who wants to go to a male strip club, I guess. And she didn't even know they were going there, like, and she didn't even go in. She was there, she looked really uncomfortable, and she said, I'm gonna go home because my husband is literally gonna divorce me if I said where I am. And sure enough, he's texting her all these things and even goes to say, like, I don't love you anymore. They're just watching a show. Like, she's not even touching them. Like, it's for somebody else's birthday. And the hypocrisy is so funny because he, at the same time, is gambling away the $2,500 that Jen gave him. And he didn't even say thank you. Like, he has a gambling addiction. He has gambled away all of his medical school money that he got from his parents. And then Jen started making money from TikTok and social media. And that's how he is able to now go to medical school in New York. And that's how he's able to go out in Vegas and waste $2,500. Because Jen is paying for it and Jen is giving him this money. So he has a good time, right? And while he's gambling, which is a horrible, like, sin, like, according to their culture, right? Gambling is a really big sin, very, like, serious. He is getting pissed off at Jen for conversation like a normal adult. He throws this temper tantrum like a fucking child, gambles away until 2 a.m. And she's in this whole state crying, thinking that her husband is gonna divorce her and take her children away because he threatens her by saying like, I'm gonna take the kids away. What? She is paying to take care of those kids. She is taking care of those kids and you. Wow. I can't believe, like, obviously people like this exist, but like, wow. And she goes at 2 a.m, finds him, they have a conversation, and then the next day she's like, oh, everything's fine. Honestly, she deserves so much better, because from what I've seen, obviously we don't know their lives, you know, and it's a TV show at the end of the day, but like, she seems such a sweet person and does not deserve any of this crap that she's been given by this ungrateful husband. At the end of the show, when they were talking about how Jen makes her money in Utah because she makes videos with these girls, she doesn't really think that it's okay, like not okay, but like the time to move to New York where he will go to medical school. She says like, why don't we take 1 year break and then like I will continue working and, you know, make money, and then we can go there and move there. But he says, I'm going to New York, I don't care. With her money. I can't. And they have moved to New York, I think. Nothing probably changed in their relationship. It ended in like an open-ended way, like a cliffhanger way of like what's gonna happen between Taylor and Dakota's relationship. So I feel like we will see what will happen with Jen and I think his name is Zach. I mean, who is named Zach and is a decent person. I feel like Zach is such a bad no offense if you're a Zach, I'm sure you're fine, but like, you know, that connotation, like a Zach, it feels like a bad, like a fuckboy kind of name. But yeah, unfortunately that's kind of like, a lot of people are saying that people like him are very common in the Mormon culture, because it's like men get to do whatever they want and women kind of accept it and shut up. But yeah, that was kind of like one of the biggest things in the show, that situation. And I felt like that was just, if a guy treated me that way, my husband treated me that way, he said that he doesn't love me anymore just because I went to like some show, and she didn't even like go in to watch it, she left. No. And like the threatening to take the kids away, I can't. While gambling. Okay. What else happened? So yeah, this show was actually like full of tea, but honestly it was kind of a bore as well to watch the whole thing, because there was a lot of filler conversations, but it didn't feel very dramatized, which I liked. Like, the things they were saying to each other were very blunt and honest, which I also appreciated. Like when the baby shower stuff happened, when 2 of the girls, or 3 of the girls, weren't invited to baby blessing, Jen's baby blessing, again because Zach was controlling her and said your friends can't come because I don't know their husbands enough. And he said that they're not good enough Mormons, essentially. So your friends can come because they're not good enough Mormons. Even though Jen wanted to invite her friends. And these friends that didn't get like some people are more close to each other than other people, well, that's fine. Other things that we didn't touch on is the designer vagina. I thought that was cool to see. Not many people talk about, I forgot the name of the surgery, but basically you can get a designer vagina. It's kind of like when they go and make it look a way that you want it to look, like kind of giving your vagina a facelift. Who got this? Was it Jessie or Demi? I like those girls. Yeah, like she showed it as well. On camera. I can't. So interesting. She gets the surgery. I forgot the name of the person. I'm really sorry about that, but she gets the surgery and like she opens up and she's like, oh look, it looks amazing. And the girls are like, oh my god, yeah. Slay, like, nice. I found that really funny. Yeah, they were really open about talking about things like that, which I also found very refreshing. Again, like, they are trying to take down the patriarchy in a patriarchal religion, so I don't know. But also, like, the way that they're open about talking about these things, I found very nice. What's there to make it taboo, right? And they were talking about like how she got that procedure because of being pregnant and stuff, which I found like interesting as well. And they all get procedures, by the way. So let's talk about this. Like, I was doing the episodes, but I don't know which episode this was in. But basically in one of the episodes, a couple of the girls went to get Botox, and whenever they go in to get Botox, the people there, like the nurse or whatever, gives them laughing gas. So that's how they can do drugs. So they were talking about, oh, how funny is it that we're not allowed to drink coffee, but if we wanted to, we can do Botox and get laughing gas and essentially do drugs and get high. So yeah, they go into their appointment and breathe in the laughing gas and get high and laugh together, because plastic surgery is allowed, because your body is a temple and you should take care of it, and that should mean that you should get tons of plastic surgery. So funny to me. But that is also why everybody looks so similar. Everybody has their boobs done. Everybody has Botox, filler, hair extensions, like long blonde hair usually, or long like brunette hair with like the classic BG wave. One of them owns a hair salon, and one of them has a baby prenatal vitamin gummy company. I think Macy owns this company and she's very nice. The one with the hair salon is also very nice. Like, all of them are generally nice. Besides, and we've come to this, Whitney. She honestly came across as such a biatch because she was starting fights for no reason. She was speaking behind people's backs. They had this whole confrontation. Again, it's about like that honesty thing and actually speaking to each other's face and like, tell me what's bothering you, or tell me why you're speaking to this person about me, and stop lying like you're manipulative and telling that to the person's face. I was like, wow, this is good. Like, I liked it. I was like, wow, this is some good content. Whitney, what has she done? She judged people for not being Mormon enough, while she also sins and doesn't wear garments and wears revealing clothing and shakes her ass on camera. She does that. She also is she filmed TikTok dancing next to her child. And she was trying to explain this. I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics you need to do to explain this is a good thing, that your baby's over there struggling and can't breathe, and you're doing a like, obviously, rightfully so, she got like a lot of hate for it. And it's also TikTok, like if you do something horrible, you're gonna get ripped a new one. And she talked about how Taylor is forgiven after all of the swinger drama that she revealed, but Whitney is not forgiven because she did a fun video with her almost dying child in the ICU, and she said that she just wants to be forgiven, and everybody was like, girl, are you listening to what's coming out of your mouth? And she tried to frame it as, oh, I just learned that my baby was going to be fine and that he was starting to recover from the RSV, and I wanted to do a celebratory TikTok dancing. And everybody was like, no. And everyone in that room has a child, so I take those girls' word for it. Like, I don't have a child, but they have the same opinion, so, you know. I feel like who would do that in that, like, situation? It's like, your baby is sick. What are you doing? You have nothing better to do. Read a book. I don't know, if you don't want to look after the baby, like, obviously just sit next to it and just, like, read a book instead of going online and, like, I don't know, it's just a very weird thing. I feel like it comes from being really removed from your reality in a way. Another one of her thing was her husband was talking to a lot of people on Tinder. People are alleging that her husband was talking to a lot of people on Grindr, which is for the opposite gender, or like for him it's the same gender. But Whitney basically and her family moved to Hawaii when this scandal kind of happened, to, I guess, divert the attention of this scandal. And she said, in the end, she came out and she was like, my husband was talking to a lot of people on Tinder. He had an account there and he was sending nude photos of himself and receiving nude photos of other people, and that he had a sex addiction or something like that, or porn addiction, whatever it is, with multiple people, and you're still together, Jesus. And they had a third baby because she wanted the baby. A lot of people are speculating that he's gay and it wasn't Tinder but it was Grindr, not invited, by the way. And she was invited to the brand launch. So weird that she didn't turn up. She also announced a pregnancy by putting the stick, like the pregnancy stick that she peed on, into a cake. And then her family was like, you peed on it and you put it in the middle of the cake. And she was like, yeah, but I put the cap on it, so it should be fine. So weird. But yeah, she basically turns up to this birthday party and everybody's like, what the hell are you doing here? And she goes and she talks to somebody. She's like, I am the victim, and nobody's buying her BS. And she leaves. She's like, I don't want to be friends with these people anymore. I don't want to be in the mom talk. I actually want to be a homesteader. And then we also get a marvelous footage of a horse pooping. It's disgusting, but you know, it's not. Yeah, we have footage of a horse pooping. I'm a child, and she's like, I'm going to be a homesteader with my husband, and we're gonna live in the countryside. She's really like into that ballerina farm kind of stuff. She was like, I have to shovel this manure. I don't think she's ready for that life. And the person was like trying to convince them. They were like, oh, you only have to work on the farm for an hour each day. It's honestly not that bad. But from the way Whitney was looking at the manure, I feel like she's not going to be homesteading anytime soon. Unless she hires someone to do that for her. But yeah, she basically did a lot of fighting with a lot of the people. And everybody kind of like was done with her BS. What else happened in this show that is like interesting to talk about besides? Oh, also Taylor Frankie Ball. She got arrested for domestic violence because her and Dakota were throwing things at each other and yelling. So the neighbors called the police and she was actually arrested and she has a charge. I think she had to be like under house arrest or something, or like she has to go every 6 months to the person who's like in charge of her parole. That was crazy. So I don't know why she's still in a relationship with that guy if they have such violent outbursts that they're yelling at each other and all that. But and then we had like less serious stuff, like soda shops. They went to a soda shop and made sodas because in Utah obviously you're not allowed to drink alcohol and coffee or tea. For what reason? I don't know. Like, but you're allowed soda. Like, why can't you drink coffee then? Because they're just caffeine. But most of the girls drink coffee and alcohol. Also, there's also a drama between one of the girls who brings alcohol to Jen's house, and Jen gets really scared, looks at her husband, Zach, the problematic, controlling guy, and she's like, why did you bring that? Yeah. They like get drunk in a hot tub. Kind of like high school behavior, but that wasn't too big of a deal. And then, yeah, the soda shops, I feel like that's it. And also Whitney does, or did, ketamine treatment, right? And revealed to the person that they did the treatment with that she was doing that baby video in the ICU, the one that was dancing and got her a lot of hate. She revealed in a moment of clarity after doing ketamine. She is Mormon, let's keep it in mind. She's doing ketamine and all that stuff and judging people for not being Mormon enough. Okay. Macy, and Macy is like not having any of his bullshit. Macy is very level-headed. I like her. I feel like she's the favorite out of all the group. I mean, I like most of the girls besides Whitney. I do not like Whitney. Like, they didn't make her look good, but also she's not doing anything to even rectify her representation on the show. But yeah, for my personal favorites, I feel like it was Jessie or Demi. Like, I forgot which one, but one of them is not actually in the church anymore, I'm pretty sure, and she's my favorite. I like Macy as well, and like Layla's unproblematic. Her only like plot line, I guess, was that she was divorced. She got married really young at 19 as well and had a baby, which is crazy. I can't imagine. Like, I'm 24 and I'm like, whoa, you had a baby. That's crazy. I'm allowed to do. Oh no. Michaela is also very sweet. Also, Macy has a backstory that they didn't actually explain in the show. Macy's not ex, but like her husband, like she's a widow. Macy's first husband actually passed away in an accident. I think it was a car accident. Unfortunately, so tragic. She was having a fight with him. I think she texted him or called him and said, "Have a nice life." And he passed away that day. And then, after she remarried and stuff, but yeah, her like first husband passed away, which is like the sad backstory that she has. But she seems to be the most normal one, chill one. Layla's nice, Demi's nice, Michaela's nice. Jen is too brainwashed, in my opinion. I hate her husband. Like, she is lovely as well, but her husband, oh my. Girl, run away. Run away. Taylor is also nice. You know what? She has her effed up moments. Like, domestic violence is not good. Duh. Like, but also, she seems okay, I hope she learned from it. But honestly, there's no like big villains, so I kind of enjoyed that. Like, and then you watch like Selling Sunset and everyone's like, you did this, you did that, you're a bitch. Very catty. I mean, not that this isn't at times, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Now you don't have to watch it because I like gave you the whole rundown. But if you want to watch it, maybe put it on, like skip some parts, because it definitely did get boring in some of the parts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my like recap of the show. I also watched Selling Sunset. Like, I watched that ages ago when it came out in one day. I do that every time it comes out because that's like my favorite reality TV. I actually, besides Selling Sunset and its spin-offs, like, the Selling Other Things and the Mormon Wives, I don't watch any other reality TV. But I feel like this one was produced by the same people that did Selling Sunset, or at least that's what it gave to me. I feel like it might have been. And if you want to watch it, it's on Hulu or on Disney Plus, where I watched it. But yeah, this is it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and getting to the drama. I love watching these videos myself, so I wanted to do one really quick